So cute.
All right.
It is a cute picture. Pickleball group.
I'm enjoying this from home.
Oh, good.
It's really cute.
Oh, gosh, you gotta look at our office now.
Hello.
You can look at all the pictures.
It's like a courtroom.
Okay.
How you feeling,
Got
Jeff?
Chip and Mary Jo.
He's doing better, actually.
I think Chip's
Chip's-
coming
oh,
in.
there
And
we
there's
go.
okay, Mary Jo's here.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Can't see
Good,
ya.
thank you. My video is not working, so I'm here.
Okay,
Sounds good.
Good to know.
I guess we've got everybody. Okay, it's February 4th. This is the Parks and Recreation meeting for February. We'll introduce ourselves for the recording. Jean Metherall, Chair.
Bernice Cattell, Secretary.
Scott Sainsbury, member.
Tim O'Reilly, member.
Jim Bourne, select board.
Bonnie Cody,
Board
member.
member.
Mary Jo, Mary Jo McCarthy, member.
John
John Scutel, member.
and Michael.
Michael Clausen,
This
member.
sounds pretty coarse.
Any adjustments to the agenda? Okay, next up is approval of the January meeting minutes.
Second.
Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Yep. Okay, that motion carries, and I don't see any visitors on, and therefore no public comments. Okay, first up is PLOTS, the boardwalk grant status. You all know about what's happening in Washington. Well, guess what? The grant is federally based. And so where it stands is it's been submitted, the select board was behind it, and I submitted it a couple weeks ago. And we got notification that the state is going to continue working on it, but they don't know what the status is at the end. So they do a selection process, a review and selection process, and they're going to continue with that. And then once they hear more about what's happening with the grant status out of the federal funds, they let us know on it. I'm in the process of looking for another grant, but it's kind of amazing. A lot of these private groups are actually funded federally, so it's going to be a little difficult to pick and choose them, but I'm looking to see if we've got something else, another option. Any questions? Okay, John, I'm asking again, the railroad bed.
It's just on hold till spring.
Okay, the directional arrows, I heard from Terry today. She said that Lisa is working on those and should have them done fairly soon.
No, they're done.
The arrows?
Yeah,
That's of this morning. She said they weren't.
I don't know. I've got them in a box at home, all oiled and done.
All better.
Ready to go. All ready to
Okay.
go. The biscuits, right? Little.
Yeah, for PLOTS.
I did 16 of them.
Oh, great. That is great. Okay, the deer exclusion fencing. I thought I'd start bringing that up so we can start thinking about the timing
Okay.
of that.
Okay, well, we kind of put it on hold and we're gonna put it in the next budget, I thought, but.
Nope, it's in, I think we have it in this,
Okay,
this
well,
fiscal year.
I'll start looking at it again.
Okay, and at some point, we should probably walk out there when
Yeah.
maybe it's a little warmer and the two areas that the forester recommended.
Right,
That's
what it was, thank you.
okay. Anything else with PLOTS? Okay, Camp Bingles, the kitchen, is he planning on billing us, Tracy, John?
I think he's gonna wait till he finishes. He still has
Okay,
to do the finish. Put the devices in. I will, he's pretty busy right now with the snow, but I'll contact him
and make sure it's on his schedule.
Okay,
Mhm.
so we have the brochures back. I have a holder for them. I'll get it up onto the cabin soon, but we'll be using them for Great Ice, both, John, I have a bag here with the brochures from Pilots, from Ingalls, and also the, raffle tickets for you that Bernie
That'd be great.
has. But these look,
I got something to go with them too.
oh, yeah, the decal.
Here's our decals. Anybody
Okay.
wants one?
Oh, neat.
Great, yeah, they're
Give out.
beautiful. They came out really well.
Yeah, they came out nice, they didn't.
Michael, Bonnie, did you want one?
Sure.
Yes, Michael.
And
Oh, they're nice.
Yeah.
the,
Your bag.
yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
Right there, okay.
What was the slogan?
Really good.
Naturally North
Yeah,
Hero?
really good.
Great.
Okay, and, the trail signs are done too. You have those, I'm assuming, too?
I haven't done, I've got a picture of that's you know. So she know.
And Terry said that she was gonna try and come up today, but they got a lot more snow than we did.
Right.
And so she said she's gonna try, but hopefully by Friday, to get the trail signs up prior to Great Ice. She also had some "You Are Here" signs made, similar to the ones that were made, oh, those look nice. Similar to the ones that she made for P-Lots, and she'll be putting those up. And then we want to get John Hayden to do a new trail map for the kiosk. He had it printed for P-Lots before. I don't know if you'd be talking to him soon or
Yeah, I
not.
talked to him today because I needed to talk to him about the footpath trail, which we'll do in a minute, but I haven't talked to him about one
Like,
for all. Yeah, but I will.
well, the kiosk one,
Oh,
for P-Lots, he printed the map for the kiosk. And
Okay.
so I was wondering if he'd be willing to do that for
no,
Ingalls too.
okay. Sorry.
I have the small boardwalks at Ingalls really either have to go or we need to really do something about them because they're sitting in the middle of the mud when it's thawed out, so they're of very little use. And so we have it on our plan to do something about this spring, so I just put it on here just as a reminder to talk about it, but nothing active on it going on right now.
Where are you?
The punch counts.
Oh, is that what it was called?
I don't know. I think so.
Punching out.
We were
Yeah.
looking that word up before I came.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Oh, I think the,
It has several different meanings to it, and I have heard the word before.
well, if
many
you,
times, but
I
it's
think if you look at the US Forest Service group,
Mhm.
that's what they call those types of things.
It's the little boardwalks,
Yeah.
Say the word again?
puncheons.
Punch.
Punching.
Mhm.
Got that, John?
The
Little
definition I
board-
liked best was the keg of wine.
You were wondering what I was talking about.
Exactly.
And then there is a tree down on the lower loop near the vernal pool. I don't think it's obstructive enough that we need to do anything about prior to Great Ice, but just,
People would have to step over it,
yes,
right?
yep.
It's probably about this big around. John and I have looked at it and, right, John, we have looked at it. It's
Yeah,
been-
we were gonna take care of it, but I was a little under the weather this week.
Okay. Anything else going on Ingalls? Hey, the footpath, the brochure.
Yeah, I didn't get a whole lot done on that this month, but I have talked to John. We're about to start the hunt for good pictures of the rail line, representative pictures of the rail line. And, you know, this isn't gonna be a big brochure. We're thinking maybe it's like a front and back or at most a single fold. So I think we're only looking for one or two decent pictures, so he suggested the Historical Society, but I thought I'd just ask and see if anybody here had pictures from Morel. I've got the
Where
book.
did you get the one for the poster?
I pulled it offline.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, I just Googled it and pulled it offline. Terry here would probably have some really good information.
Yeah,
Chip also has some really good information about the history of the railroad. I think
right,
that
right,
would
he
be a
does,
nice
yeah.
little blurb to put on that.
Yep.
Along with pictures.
There is a book.
The new
Yeah, I've
Jim
got the
Jones
book.
book.
Yeah,
got that.
Exactly.
Chip didn't have much luck talking to him about getting information directly from him. But we could probably just filter from the book. Paraphrase.
Also in South Hero, if you take the rail, if you park and it is way far into South Hero, they have a really nice rail line that goes out to
Yeah.
the cut. And there's a big sign there with a really good history of, the informative history of the railroad. So I think it would
Yeah, I
apply
guess.
all the way up here, you know, in terms of when it started, how long it lasted,
Okay,
how important it was.
Do you have the book on the?
I do.
Oh, okay.
I have the book. Yeah, thank you. So next month we should have some good progress for you. Sure.
anything else on the footpath? Okay, the geocaching, Terry's been, as you probably saw her email, she's trying to get somebody to take this on, and she does think she has a lead on some family. So she's trying to chase that down. I talked to her this morning, and so she's gonna follow up and send me an email and let me know what the status is. Otherwise, we'll just take them out and take it off the system. Unless anyone else wants to do it. Website improvements.
Okay, sorry, you'll understand why I'm laughing in a minute, but Bernie and I have been working on this. And Bernie has,
Still working on it.
yes, we're still working on it. It's a progress.
Yeah.
As is the town website, right? Is a work in progress, so.
Yeah, but it's pretty well established though. Now I think it's been up, what, 4 months
Yeah,
or so, and it's,
the main part is. but-
yes.
But all the committees and all that sort of thing. I'll explain in just a sec. So Bernie had some good ideas. I had some ideas. We got together, we compared ideas, then she did some more ideas and I've done some more ideas. But in the middle, we stopped and talked to Corinne. And it was probably the most confusing conversation I've had in quite some time.
I thought it was confusing too. I was like,
Yeah.
whoo,
Yeah.
right over my head.
We walked out and she goes, I'm glad you understood that. And I was like, So there are a lot of issues with the new system. Okay, so the town spent, what in the world of IT and website development is a marginal amount of money, right? $5,000 or something like that. And these people developed the new website. It looks very nice, but they just populated everything that was in the old website into the new website. So all of our stuff is there, but it's no better than it was before, right?
It wasn't bad, Scott, really. Since I was the person loading stuff onto that.
I know, and you did load a lot of good
And I
things.
just put our camp brochure up on today.
Yes, I
Did
saw
you
that.
notice that?
I did. So the difficulty is that Corinne wasn't sure how we go about changing it if we want to make changes to it. There's a sort of a complicated process and a password, and none of the committees have done anything with it yet. She said, I have 100 governmental constituents who may want to get their hands on the website, but I've really got to control this thing. So she's given me the password. And I'm
You
supposed to
made any
keep it
progress?
secret. I got it today.
Oh, okay.
And I'm supposed to keep it secret and I can start. So, hats off to Corinne for, working on this thing, but it is complicated. And one of her concerns is that it has to be, AD,
Compliant.
yeah, it has to be compliant, right? Everything that all 100 constituents put on it has to be compliant. And so there's like a policing process and, it's a real nightmare for them. So I really feel for it. I'll try to figure it out. And in the meantime, Bernie's doing exactly the right thing. She's just putting up what we need to put up. And the brochure went up today, so that's great.
Can we get the two park brochures up there? Pilots was on the original one.
Pilots is there.
I didn't see it the other day.
Well, things
They
are.
have-
kind of
okay.
confusing places in my-
Okay,
in my mind.
okay.
Well, I would suggest to put them as a link to the park, on the left-hand side, we list the 3 parks, just put them in terms of a link on that, when they come up. So click on Pilots and this would come up,
Okay,
both sides of it.
okay.
I think Lisa could do that easily.
I think Lisa could do that. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lisa, you know, I
She's
did talk to
great.
Lisa today and she was like, oh, I can do this, I can do that, I can do that. Yeah, but Corinne was a little more careful about it, circumspect about it, so.
I think that would work. Lisa's really very, very helpful in terms of putting stuff up.
Yeah.
Does it almost immediately.
Yeah.
Well,
So I took
good
my,
luck.
yeah, I took my blueprint of what we kind of talked about and so on. I need to circle back to you because I had some more ideas on it and you had more ideas on it, but anyway, I took that and showed that to Lisa and she was like, yeah, I think we can do that. So we'll see how we get there.
I think Lisa's really wonderful in terms of trying to put things up.
I don't
Maybe
think,
just a little bit at a time.
yeah, what I got was I don't think Corinne wants her doing it necessarily.
She's the
because-
gatekeeper. She's just.
Because of all the committees and all the people and everything that she was. You know, it's like a new job for Lisa. So,
But it seems very easy for Lisa to do.
Okay.
So a little bit at a time might be the way to go.
Okay.
Okay.
Anything else? All right, summer camps.
Let's see, with summer camps, where we are, we just got the brochure back. I've put the brochure in all the libraries on the islands. I'm going to figure out some way to put them in some of the stores around the islands, like KBB. I'm sure they'll go for it. Maybe the store in Grand Isle, I'm not quite sure. But I can't think of any other places to put the brochures now that we can't hand them out at school, so it's on the website. The brochure is the next thing, the last thing I did was, and Lauren did the brochure. She did a really fabulous job. He left out a couple things, but I should have caught them. The time for kayak camp, I added that. So anyway, what I'm doing now is I'm listing the camp directors and assistant directors, what their hours are, what their pay rate is, sort of like a payroll to hand over to Lisa. And making sure that that's all set. And my next step is to write up the letter of intent for the camp directors. So it's sort of like a contract. So I use my list of how much they're paid, their hours, whatever. And that's part of the letter of intent. And I'll send those to Lauren and Lauren will send them out to the camp directors. They need to be signed and returned to us. So that's the next step. And then registration for camps opens at the end of March, and then we start making sure that people have paid their fee and they call into the office. They can register online. Once that registration opens up, there'll be a button right underneath the camp brochures, a button to register. You can register now. And then Lisa makes a list of who has paid and gets that information to me. Kids can't really be registered until their parents pay up. So anyway, that's the process.
Okay.
Can they sign the waiver on that same registration link?
The waiver for what?
Like there were papers they had to sign.
Yeah, they did.
And they could do that online?
No,
No, okay.
no. And theoretically, for the rest of our camps, if the parent doesn't sign that waiver, and that includes behavior, that includes that sort of stuff, doing things. And they don't sign it, we have them available when camp starts on the first day. Because a lot of young parents are like, and they're really busy doing other things, and some of them just can't get that together. So anyway, they can sign it then, and then they can stamp start camp. Okay. I know it's a process, but
It's only a problem when the people dropping off aren't their parents, but that's what you gotta do.
that's what you
Got it.
have to do.
Got it.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I think even if we put it online, it wouldn't always work. The young parents.
And you probably want that hard copy for
We
records.
want that hard copy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's good to have that on our records. I always keep them on file all the
Yeah.
summer. So, that works. All right with you, Bonnie?
It's good.
Okay, good.
Very good.
For the permits for that, I think the select board probably approved the payment for it on Monday.
Okay, for
For-
Night Point.
Yes,
Tower.
yes. Whatever was on, I don't have the thing with me, what was on the agenda we approved.
Yeah, so they
Okay.
need a check issued, and so once they approved it, Lisa's gonna send a check out to them. It's set up for swimming primarily at Alberg, but Sandbar and Night would be the backups, and then Night for kayak. And it's set up with the park passes to pay.
Great.
So I would guess in the next week or so, we have the final version of that.
Oh, that's perfect.
Okay, anything else with camps? The MOU for the state park passes went through the select board on Monday. The only thing I think that was a concern was what if all of a sudden everybody started using them?
Exactly.
And then the money went up, but they don't man these gates very well, although I am a little concerned about once you put the pickleball court in there, whether they start manning nights, because we might not get quite the sweet deal that we've got
Well,
now.
we're working on the pickleball MOU with them now. And really just started drafting it, but we had made a promise to all the rec committees that the park passes won't be used for pickleball.
Okay,
The IPA will either cover the cost.
Thank you.
Cause you couldn't,
That would just like
we-
send our costs.
it'd be
down.
$5,000, and your budget couldn't handle.
And people know about the Green Mountain Pass.
Well,
So-
we 164 of the 300 members, have Green Mountain.
Yeah,
passes.
yeah.
That's
And those are
good.
the $2 freebie thing.
Yeah,
And then we're gonna try and cut a deal with the state, but if that won't work, we'll kind of encourage everybody to go get a season pass for $30 and unlimited park access across the state.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good deal. So that's, but it won't come back to your.
Okay.
And they're gonna go based on our numbers that we're gonna peel off from our scheduler software.
Mhm.
So they won't even, they're not even gonna worry about manning the gate.
Why don't you do like in the drive-in movies when you all pile in the back?
There you go. Pay for one and 10 get in.
The clown cars.
Yeah.
Drop out of the trunk. Anything else with the pickleball?
Our request for proposals for construction will be published the end of next week. So yeah, hopefully we can get something done by June or July.
Do you know if certain construction companies specialize in this or what?
Not really. I mean, there's some that are recreational, that prep a recreational base and certain asphalt. But it's really wide open. They've got it like an umbrella group of contractors across the state, about 100 that it's gonna go out to.
Okay, when is
And,
this? I was busy writing. Next Friday?
At the end of next week,
Okay.
it'll get published. So
So for example, Island Excavating,
Island Excavate, I mean, anybody,
they do a super
how
job.
they do. Well, it've come down to competitive pricing.
They did the story walk actually. They thought it was
Uh-huh.
driving back.
They're the ones that built Donaldson, and they did it 20 years ago. And that court is just as flat and no cracks now, 20 years later. It's amazing.
Anything else with pickleball?
No.
Okay. An update on the knotweed. You were gonna go talk to Molly, I believe.
Yeah, I have an appointment with Molly, hopefully next week. She's not sure about her schedule, but either next week or early in the spring.
Remind me of who she is.
Use the, what is it, natural resources Cope, whatever they're called. But she's the regional person,
I think her last name's Barna,
Barna,
Barna.
yeah.
Okay, I see her name a lot in South Hero.
I'll look it up.
Yeah.
She's over
Yeah.
with Andy
The
Julo,
office is with it, yeah,
Oh, okay.
and she hosted a dinner
here,
a
Mhm,
year
here,
ago
yeah.
that I know you went to one of them a year ago, I think.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right, anything else? No? Okay, moving on to Great Ice, the farmer's market is full, so but we still got a table there, John. But it's gonna pack this place. They had a lot of people that were interested in participating. So, decals, and you were gonna give the brochures for the
Yep.
school brochures too?
Excuse me?
The school brochure, the camp
Yeah,
brochure?
Yeah, I have. them all
Okay.
set, Yep. And I also have like a stand-up sort of advertisement thing that I had up there last year that I'm gonna get that updated.
Okay, and we talked about the decals.
Yep.
I think we're all set for the snowshoeing. Except for Scott, what was Pat planning on making?
She made some, like a. I don't know. I mean, she's in England, so
Something
I
good.
don't know. They're in the freezer. I'm supposed to take them out. It was like a bar thing that she sliced into chunks and wrapped them up and it's done.
Oh, okay. Well, thank her.
Take it out of the freezer and just bring it.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, so Bernie and I will be there at 7 to 9:30 and Terry and you will be there 9:30 to noon.
Correct.
Okay, and hopefully we're getting snow inch by inch, so hopefully we get a little bit more. The only thing with the Ingalls portalet is we have to remember to call
I
them to
did.
pick it up. No, to pick it up.
No, I asked them.
Oh,
I asked Kim specifically. I said, do I need to call back? Have you pick it up? She
Okay.
said, no, no, no.
because
I heard,
Lisa's,
I told her I heard that.
oh, okay.
There was a change in the front office. Maybe Kim's back now.
Kim's back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I specifically, I said, rumor has it.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, good. All right, Chip, the Christmas tree program. Children's tree program. See,
They got a great ice and burning.
Well, I think Mary Jo and Caroline set a date for, maybe it was March 8th, was it?
Yep,
In the afternoon? I mean, in the morning.
morning,
and,
10, yeah.
Yeah, and Amanda Ellison has been notified that this is a date, and Mary Jo and I discussed getting the PTO involved, and it got to be too difficult, so we didn't. So at some point, we'll have a planning meeting in the library. And we'll get the people that are gonna be there on March 8th to sign in to the meeting, and we'll see what we can plan. I got the a bunch of tree cookies ready to go, so.
Chip, did you get that one from Tracy Giro, that big one? Big tree cookie?
Yeah,
Okay.
so who, Mary Jo, you're involved. Bernie, are you involved too?
with this,
Yeah.
No.
No, so is it just you, Chip and Mary Jo and Caroline?
Caroline, yep.
Okay,
And I heard back from Mary Ellen. I wrote to her, I emailed her. I'd emailed her before, asking her if she could just let us know when she was having an overnight or sometimes they have Saturday morning things, which I can keep track of, but I had no idea of the overnight last year. And so this time I also sent it to the principal. I hadn't the last time just figured, if two people knew about it in the school, that would be good. And I heard back from Mary Ellen, and she said they hadn't anything planned for that period. So I think we're all set. I will, of course,
Okay.
check in with her again because last time we had no children, just adults. So we don't want that to happen.
Okay.
Mary Jo, this is Bernie. I just wanted to remind you that we might have some materials that you could use in the back room of the Longhouse from summer camps.
Yeah,
I could meet you there and we could look through whatever we have, everything's in tubs and sealed and stuff, so. I'd be happy to do that. I think we have some things
And
that might be good for a tree program.
remember the
Yeah.
books we
Yeah,
got?
yeah, we have a
Those-
couple of really cool books with activities in them and some other materials.
yeah.
Okay, hands-on
I know,
stuff.
thank you. I know that most of the stuff that's back there, not the new stuff, but, yeah, and, right.
Can you send a flyer home with the
Have a-
kids? Joe?
Do you have a felt board?
No?
I do. I made one. It's, it's just a homemade felt board in my basement from school, if you need it. We have some, oh God, I can't think of the word. Tripod things, oh God, help me.
Easels.
Easels, thank you, easels, yikes. We have we have several easels there, and they're handy, so that would be good. But I do have one that will work. It's not a fancy one, but it is a felt board.
Let's get together, Mary Jo. I'll meet you over there. Okay?
Sure, I want to talk with Caroline about, she does a lot of that planning work, for the things, and, I have something that I've done in school from Shelburne Farms. So we'll have to see what it is we want, but yeah, we can do that. That'd be great.
Would
Anything
it be
else on the?
possible-
Oh, sorry,
Would it be
Chip, go ahead.
possible to meet on Saturday? At least the three of us?
By the three of us, do you mean you and I and Caroline, you and me and Bernie? Who do you mean?
Well, at least checking in with Bernie, you and me, could we meet on Saturday or?
Yeah, I can do that, but I'd like to know what Caroline has in mind, because she's also been thinking
Put
about
out
it.
I'll put out a question to everybody and we can do it there.
At Ingalls. Is that what you mean, at Ingalls?
No, at the library.
Okay, all right.
Hey, anything else on the tree program? All right, how about the adult program? Chip,
Yes. Oh,
the adult,
you mean the one in April?
yeah,
Well, I'm working on that with Caroline. I need to get back to her about that, but I thought it would be ideal to be able to do it on Zoom for people who have connections to North Hero but aren't here. And maybe they would be interested in attending.
mm-hmm,
Could we do it on both, in person and on Zoom? That would be great, I
Well, yeah,
think.
both. I'd be at the library, but I'd like to use the library to Zoom to those who aren't. So I'll get back to you with a date on that, although I was tentatively thinking about mid-April, maybe third or fourth week. I don't know, I haven't looked at the schedule, but maybe the 12th or the 19th.
okay. Anything else on those?
Well, those are Saturdays. I think actually Caroline would be more interested in doing it in the evening on Zoom on a Tuesday night. And they have a board meeting that I'm not sure what day of the week that is.
Okay,
Maybe it's the second.
so you'll let us know probably next
Yeah.
month, right? Okay. Anything else on those? Chip, do you have an idea of what you're gonna be planning for scope on that? Or are you still working on it?
No, I'm gonna try to explore the idea that you might know of Pilots, but how to get to know it in a more intimate way. And so that would be my hook.
Okay. All right, Green Up Day.
I think last year's Green Up went pretty well. Don't you, Jane?
Yeah.
And hang on, let me just finish writing this. Okay, I think last year's Green Up went really well in terms of assigning the three sort of splitting North Hero into three different areas. And I can, be the contact person in the northern end. Michael, did that work out for
That was
you?
fun.
Was it busy? Did you get a lot of
We had
people?
like 3 people. So there wasn't much to pick up.
Right, so do you want more territory? The north end is quite long.
And somebody else did the north end too, I thought.
I was the coordinator, so a lot of people did the north end. They,
No, I thought someone else was the coordinator. I don't remember your name, but I could be, I just don't remember.
all right,
We did our spot. We did
Yeah.
Lakeview.
yeah, that's good.
Yeah, Lakeview's a long way.
It's a
Yeah.
very long road, yeah, that's why I'm saying that maybe Michael can go up to Birdland, I don't know.
Yeah, I can do that.
All right, that's actually a tough one along there, there's a lot of stuff along there, but yeah. And then Jean did the south end, right?
Mhm.
And then our lovely select board members, Harry and Carl,
Yeah,
and I think we had, who else was helping out last year?
I don't know, I informed them it's a lifetime appointment.
It is.
Yeah.
The big forecast.
Yeah, exactly.
Hopefully, it's probably for how you advertise for the coordinator, where the people can contact.
Yeah, I
to
did.
do certain stuff.
Yeah, I
We'll do that
did.
again.
I start really, hammering Front Porch Forum a month ahead of time. So a lot of people, that Saturday doesn't work for them.
Yeah, exactly.
I am picking up for a long time prior to, as soon as the weather opens up, but.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so I think it's a really good idea. And then people come out on Saturday who have that time.
Yeah.
We went out to do our section last year and it's already been done. I'm like, who did that?
Yeah.
Well, you're in my section if you want to volunteer for another area. I'll put you to work.
Yeah, and we do have that problem. People just sort of pick up randomly
Mm.
without, the instruction is that they need to call the coordinator and let them know. So I have a lot of people calling me, telling me I'm gonna pick up from here to here. And then I could say, well, someone else has already signed up for that section. And could you do another section, that sort of thing. So it's like being that, it's sometimes difficult to be like
Well, I think
a
what
little
happens
bossy about it.
on
but-
P-lots and on West Shore is people are doing their walk and they
normal.
bring a trash
Yeah.
bag with them.
Exactly.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
And
I
that's
think
fine.
10 people
Yep.
picked up that section.
yeah.
Because the
Yeah,
ultimate
it's
goal is
fine.
to get it cleaned up. And some towns in the state are doing what's called orange up in the fall. Because so August,
That's
you
good.
know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And John and I watched a man, we were somehow going out to Johnson, that route was going all the way out there several times over the summertime. There was a man who was picking up all along 15, just like there was a person picking up along the causeway. I don't know if you ever see him, but he leaves those sort of orange bags.
Thanks. So,
And he's-
And Patty will sing it. She's picking
Patty
up
always picks up.
Route 2 for a long time. She kept walking up and down.
Yeah, well, she's so allergic to poison ivy that she has to do it in the off season. Yeah, she's really like, you don't want plastic and her face blows up, that sort of thing.
I know the Trambies too, on their walk.
Oh, the Trambies.
Oh, there,
Always
the
Yeah.
Station Road is clean.
Yeah.
Yep.
In fact, someone we noticed after Green Up Day did a huge dump right before the O'Neill's house. And we got word of that, and the Trampies were doing the usual walk, and I said, oh, you know, we're checking out this big dump we heard about, all kinds of glass bottles and thrown like way off the road into the brush, you know, like you just don't know if there's poison ivy in there or whatever. And so I said, we're just gonna have to bypass this. Johnny, I can't do this, like, go in there. And the next day, boom, it was picked up.
Yeah.
They had picked it up.
But,
It's really lovely.
Anything else on Green Up? All right, Vins, Mary Jo. On Vins?
Oh, right, the July 26th, and the topic is about color. It's what the libraries will be doing for their summer program. And they'll bring 3 animals, and they'll talk about, you know, a lot of variances in color and how color plays into the natural world. And I'm anxious to see what that is like, because I can envision it. So we're all set with them for the 26th. And there's no camps at Ingalls there, so we don't have any conflicts.
Anything else for events or programs? All right, membership. So thank you, everybody, for sending in letters of interest. As we spoke about last time, there's 4 technically open positions. I have advertised in Front Porch Forum tonight. And we had a discussion with Corinne, and also she had a discussion with Carl about not advertising in the newspaper. So the rationale being that the town should put one advertisement in the newspaper and not every single different committee putting one in. So I'm just letting you know I'm not putting one in the newspaper. So right now they're posted. The information is posted by the town at the posting sites, which I believe is up at Harbor and down here at Here's Welcome, and then putting it in the Front Porch Forum. Now, I do have 1, possibly 2 candidates already, in addition to the 4 people that are already members. So our process is to go into executive session for the members that are not impacted by these open seats. And so we'll have to have a discussion with an outcome would be the recommendation to the select board, but ultimately the select board does make the final call. So we'll make a recommendation, but we'll provide all the letters of interest to the select board so that they could overrule us if they would like. So because of Tim's travel schedule and needing a quorum, we're looking at potentially scheduling a special session. That would be executive session. I think we said the 2nd, but I'll send around so that we're checking, we check on that. So John, you would be involved, Tim, Michael, myself, and Bonnie.
So March 2nd?
Yeah,
Sunday, March 2nd.
What time?
so we haven't scheduled it yet. We're just
Okay.
asking now.
Are you around, Bonnie? You're traveling?
I'm traveling, but I think I'm due back on Friday, so that would work. Yeah,
Well, I'll send an email around and get everyone, make sure everyone's got the time available and schedule some time. And we have to place a notice. It's not a public meeting, though. It's just a closed meeting for discussion.
Do you leave then?
I'm leaving March 3rd. Yeah.
And the reason we're in a bind is I gave the 1st as the day that people could send in their
yeah, I could do. the
letters of
2nd.
interest. Okay? And John?
Yeah, I'm all set. That's good for me.
Okay, and the whole purpose of that meeting would be to discuss what we would do for recommendation on that. Okay, any questions on that?
That's not a public meeting.
No, it's gonna be an executive session, a special meeting, solely an executive session.
It's posted and everything, but just your first order of business is to
The
go
open
over executive session.
meeting,
And then you go right into
we
executive.
have to come out of executive session to, well, to make the recommendation.
So we can make we do have to be outside of it, but we have a meeting on the 4th. So I think if we get something written from,
I-
from Tim saying what his vote would be, then we could hold the vote in the open session and on the fourth.
On the floor, gotcha.
Okay, makes sense?
Yeah.
I think that follows all the rules
We
too.
can have our meeting even though I have on my calendar town vote.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's the twelfth. We did move it to the twelfth. So it would be the twelfth that we actually hold the vote, but we would have the discussion on the second.
And come
And
up with
then
a recommendation.
Come up with a recommendation and then, but we have to officially vote on that recommendation in public. So you would have to send a letter, sign it, send it to me, and I would read it at
Mhm.
on the twelfth, and then that would be entered in as your vote. I
Why
think
not
that
the-
would be okay.
The 12th is a Wednesday,
Then it's the
the
11th.
11th.
Yeah, it's a week,
Actually have it on my
one,
calendar.
we just went 1 week back,
Yes,
yeah.
I forgot that we talked.
Okay, does that make sense, everybody?
Just let us know the time.
Yeah, I'll send an
Yeah, yeah.
email around to everybody, making sure we've got. And then just a heads up, following the appointments on March 15th, which the select board does, we will have election of officers at the first meeting in April. So that's secretary, chair, and treasurer. So if anyone's interested in being any of those three, just let me know. Okay, and a reminder, open meeting law will come during April-May timeframe. It's required for the chair, and if you're reappointed or a new member, you have to take it too.
Do you know,
If-
do you have a date on that?
It hasn't been set yet, but I noticed that these, Secretary of State now has an online training session for open things, so you may be able to do that and that may be acceptable. I haven't,
missed that. If
Yeah.
they can't make it, okay.
Yep.
And I
I
think
noticed
also
that.
Northwest has one that's just online that you can do anytime.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's, yes.
Now, one thing I do ask is we're supposed to, by town policy, we have to maintain a record of when everybody gets trained. So if you do take the training, can you let me know so that we can just record it and keep it on record? Okay, finances. I sent around the finances. I did get an update this morning. That doesn't change a whole lot. There was an electric bill and a little bit of a kickback on some of the insurance, unemployment insurance. So where we look right now is around 666 available in funds, but again, that's flexible. There are a few things that I need to have approved. Let me just get that out. Make sure I have the right ones. So there's 4 that I need to have approved. I'm gonna just rattle them off and we'll do one approval on that. First of all is Vistaprint. These are for the decals. Scott, reimburse Scott, and that is for $71. The second one is for Vins. And Mary Jo, I'm assuming that the library is paying for half of it?
Yes, last year we also had another activity, or the year before, and they were both about the same and we chose one. But she hasn't mentioned doing a second one, so yes, you're right. so
Okay.
far.
So the VINs, it actually says $500, but we would be paying 250 of it and the remainder would be paid by the library. The third one is for hardware. Scott bought some additional memorial hardware for oils for the Ingalls Trail sign. And that was
Oil
20,
or hardware?
it was memorial hardware.
Oh, that's the name of the store.
Yeah. Oil for the trail signs, and that's $21.87. And then the final one is with Franklin County. We're buying, Bernie bought some plants to put in the buffer area of Ingalls, the buffer area of the field, the most northern section of the field that's
Yep,
now
very long.
overgrown.
Yep.
And so we bought 6 plants, shrubs that are,
Pollinator friendly, bird friendly, so snowberry, 2 of those, 2 witch hazels, and 2 red four-sheared dogwoods.
so that's $60. Those will be delivered in beginning of May, I believe. So for those 4 invoices, receipts, it's $402.87. So I need a motion for approval.
Don't move, Michael.
Second,
Second, Tim.
any comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, those are all approved. And any pre-approvals of any expenses that we're aware of? Coming up soon. Nope. Okay, just a reminder, the meeting is actually, yeah, the 11th. You have I didn't catch this, that's the 4th on here. It's actually the 11th, right? 11th and is the next meeting. And then again, we're gonna schedule that executive session. Anything else?
That's the second meeting.
The town meeting?
No,
Executive
the
session.
executive session meeting.
You're gonna convene it here?
Yeah, I was gonna,
And Zoom, I think we're doing it. on Zoom.
But
no, the executive session?
No,
No, we wouldn't do a Zoom. We'd be shutting Zoom off. So
You started in public?
I'll have to look at the rules. If we're calling a special meeting specifically for executive session, I'm not sure if you do or not. I have to look at the rules.
But I'll be zooming.
Yeah,
Okay,
We should look. It's my understanding that you had to have a regular open meeting and then call the executive session, but I may not be correct.
I'll double check.
Because if you did that, you could come out of the executive session, do your vote and be done.
I think
no,
it's
the-
24
The vote
hours.
has to be public and then we'd have to hold a public meeting for it.
I
No,
think it's
no.
24 hours, Gene.
For notification is 24 hours, that's true. Yeah, a minimum of 24 hours to notify for
You
executive
would
session.
go in, you would open the meeting, go into executive session, go out of executive session, and if you made any decisions you would make would be after the executive session. Cause you can't make any decisions during the executive session.
No, we're gonna make the decision actually at our regularly scheduled meeting on the 11th.
Okay,
So the only thing we're doing is the discussion during this special meeting.
right.
And then when we come out of it, we're done. And we'll hold the vote at our regular meeting because that's already public and we don't have to worry about that.
That's how it's done.
Okay, so I'll send something around about dates and times. I'll talk to them about coming here and setting up Zoom then.
Yeah.
On it, because that would probably be the easiest. I'll talk to Lisa and see if she could just schedule that on the thing and then that would be on the calendar anyway. And then we just need a notice.
The two that you already got, that was prior to tonight's front
So
porch forum?
I've gotten 4 from everybody on the committee that's interested in continuing. And then the 2 that I got was based on, I think, a posting that the town has put up themselves.
So we could have quite a few.
Who
Who
knows?
knows? Yeah.
Who knows?
so in terms of an agenda, I need to write up an agenda for the special meeting.
Nope.
No?
Nope. If we need a technical one, then I'll write it up because you can't be involved with this. You have to. be
Okay. That's fine with me.
Out of the picture.
It would be very simple. It'd just be call to order, go in executive session.
Come out of executive
Adjourn.
session adjourned.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep. So I'll do something like that if we need to have
But in
that.
terms of having it documented,
Yep, I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll take that on.
so I don't even have to. You have
Nope, you'll have to document the vote when we have the meeting.
Gotta make sure John comes. Cause we need the quorum.
We do need the quorum.
Yeah, John will be there.
Yeah.
Right, John?
All right,
I
anything
will
else?
be there.
Anything else for this meeting? All right, motion to adjourn,
So moved.
second,
Second.
any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Seven
Okay, we're adjourned.
Good night.
Thank you, everyone.
7:25.
Good night, all.
Good night.
Night, Jim.
Good
Good
night.
job, Gene.
Yeah,